What up, my man of society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Log, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate you go ahead and do that. Now, what I wanted to get into was actually, I did a video the other day talking about the lefty gunplay situation about his daughter and, a black individual, right? He wouldn't allow it and, stuff like that, right? And I had seen, something that caught my attention was an individual had to put that, that everybody should stick to their own ethnicity, right? And that there's nothing wrong with that because what he was saying was that, if everybody starts, intermixing or, dating other people and, kids being mixed and stuff like that, that eventually our ethnicity will die out, right? Like there would be no such thing as whites no more, blacks or Mexicans, and that our culture would die out, which is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard, right? Because if you just give the most, basic thought to these individuals, arguments, they fall apart, right? That's they use the fear tactic is, something that even, they use in politics, right? It's a thing that a lot of individuals like to push on people, right? And a lot of people jump on board because, fear is something that's easily spread, right? And easily, to get people to, to see it from your point of view when you use the fear tactic, right? Because, saying that our ethnicity will die out is ridiculous, right? Do you not know how many people would actually have to date, mix or whatever for a whole ethnicity to really be, die out? is I don't see it plausible. Now, not only that, but we still talk about like the Spartans. We still talk about, the Aztecs. We still talk about the Incas, the Olmecs. We still talk about, so many other, groups throughout history, right? So people's cultures haven't died out and people's legacies haven't died out either, And as a matter of fact, when people interdate or intermix or whatever, you're spreading your culture. They're learning about your culture and you're learning about theirs, right? So you guys are, learning about each other's culture, spreading your culture, not, eradicating it, right? People are prideful where they come from. They don't forget where they come from. Now, to think that just because somebody now just starts dating an individual and all of a sudden their whole, or they won't show their kids and all that shit flies out the window, it's preposterous. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's so easy for people to believe that, right? Especially here, like let's say, living in the Americas, right? Where, it's the melting pot, right? A bunch of different ethnicities. That's why they see it that way. But if you go to Mexico, or if you were to go to Africa, or if you were to go to Europe or Asia, to think that your ethnicity is really dying out, or, that this is getting out of hand is ridiculous. They're not going to know what you're talking about in the motherlands, Here, because people, there's different ethnicities here and people see it, throughout, right? That they think, oh man, this thing is starting to get out of hand, it's starting to spread. But if you go to the motherlands, you don't see that because there's only people of that ethnicity there. So to think that your ethnicity will completely die out is fucking stupid. It's just something that people just, throw out there to get people to see it from their perspective. But truth of the matter is that they just think that their ethnicity is superior and that everybody else is, inferior to them because they have their heads up their asses. Because the skin color cannot make you no more better than the next man. Everybody needs food and water, and everybody, is human. This is merely just a different type of shade of skin color. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. The color of your skin doesn't give you superpowers or nothing like that. So how are you better than the next man? You know what I'm saying? It's people's egos that get out of hand, and people actually believe or confuse it for pride. It's not pride. Because when you're prideful of something, you don't disrespect other people's ethnicities. You don't, think that your ethnicity is superior. That's not what pride is. When you think of it like that, when you see it from that point of view, that's called ego, my boy. There's a difference. Prideful people don't put down other people. Don't think that they're number one and everyone else is runner-ups. Don't get it twisted. Don't confuse your ego for your pride. You respect the next man's culture. Respect the next man. For we are all men. Well, you know what I mean, human. You know what I'm saying? So that whole thing that your culture will die out, or that, you know, people won't have pride in their culture because they're mixed, is fucking stupid. You know, there's a lot of mixed people out there that are prideful in both of their heritage. You know, you can just find, if you actually just look, you're able to find evidence to debunk these people's point of views. These, you know, racist individuals out there about the culture's dying out, and it'll be forgotten. Go to Mexico and tell them, hey, people have to stop this, bro, because if not, our culture's gonna die out. They're gonna be like, what are you talking about? Like, where do you see that happening around here? Oh shit, my bad. It's because I keep thinking that whatever happens in America is happening throughout the planet. Stop grabbing your bubble. What happens in your bubble, meaning in your life and around you. Stop trying to think that that's what's happening throughout the whole planet, and that this is, you know, occurring there and this and that. It is not that serious, my guy. You know what I mean? You know, just because something, an area is bad in your, or people behave bad in your area, doesn't mean that people behave bad all throughout the areas. That's what happens when people don't go out, or let the internet, you know, bombard them with a bunch of fucking misleading propaganda. But overall, that's just my opinion. Don't believe the reckless people out there that just talk. You know, actually look into shit for yourself. And there's evidence throughout, you know, history and the world, you know, to prove this. You know, just respect other people's culture. Everybody's culture is beautiful and unique, and it has something to bring to the table. Nobody's culture is better than nobody else's. And it's all gravy. But overall, that's just a breakdown of how I see it. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments and chat. We out.